If you can see me, press one. And if you can hear me, press two. If you can see me, press one. And if you can hear me, press two. Welcome, and greetings, salutations, wherever you at. I hope you are appreciated some wherever you are. And I hope you're not being tolerated. I hope you're amongst friends. I hope wherever you are, people can see you. I hope wherever you are, you're being honored and you're honoring the people around you. You're at the right place at the right time. This is the number one home for personal development. This is heaven on earth. And my name is Ken Billions, if you didn't know. It's such an honor and a pleasure to be here with you because you can be anywhere in the world, but you are here with me. And I definitely honor that. And I appreciate that. So, welcome to Heaven on Earth, the number one home for personal development. This is ministry for the abstract mind, and it's a safe space for everybody out there that has an out the box philosophy. And I want to emphasize out the box philosophy and abstract mindset because the conversation I'm going to have today is one of those conversations where I'm going to need you to shift your perspective in your day to day. At Heaven on Earth, we don't believe that you have to die in order to get heaven. All you have to do is be real, reflective, enlightened, accountable, but most importantly, limitless. Reflective, enlightened, accountable, and most importantly, limitless. Personal development is for everybody. For me, people that were in my life before are not there. There's things missing. I've been through highs, I've been through lows, but personal development has always been there. Personal development has never left me. I left personal development. Personal development never cheated me. I cheated personal development. Personal development was always monogamous to me. I wasn't always monogamous to personal development. The club life that I don't do anymore. Personal development was there. When I was ripping and running the streets, personal development was still there. Different women that I've been involved in with that are not there anymore. Personal development was still there. Personal development has always been there. All I had to do was choose personal development. All you have to do is choose personal development. Even though there's an election cycle going on, guess what? Personal development is still there. No matter what's happening, the conversation on the podcast, personal development is still there. Doesn't matter what's trending in the news cycle. Guess what? You can choose personal development. You don't have to be a part of any of these conversations. Do you know why? Because personal development is always there for you. Personal development in your relationships, in your health, in your finances, in your parenting. Whenever you want something else, personal development is always right there. All you have to do is choose it. Keep your babies close to you and be patient with people in your life that is loving on you because there is no manual for us to be in relationships with each other. We kind of figure it out as we go, right? So be easy on each other because this thing that we call love, this thing that we call relationships, it's simple but yet complex. My conversation today is about relationships because when I step away from the microphone, I do a lot of observing. I observe myself, and I observe others. I observe the way society is trending. I observe different conversations. One of the things that I observe continuously observe is the rift between guys and girls, males and females, men and women. And I ask myself, what's the problem here? Who's at fault? Is it the guys? Is it the girls? Well, it depends what it is. Sometimes it's men in outdated thinking. Sometimes it's women in delusional thinking. It depends what it is. Sometimes it's the guy at fault. Sometimes it's the woman at fault. But both sides don't realize that life happened. The future happened. Men and women don't realize that the iPhone happened. We're in a real interesting situation on the way we communicate with each other because the world happened, but we didn't. I'm 40 years old, and I was yesterday years old when I started hearing conversations about traditional relationships. I never heard these conversations growing up because we're always living in modern times. So when I hear this idea about traditional relationships, it puzzles me because the word tradition doesn't mean what they're making it mean. How can you have a traditional relationship but modern politics? How can you have a traditional relationship but modern dressing and modern finances or ways to do business, excuse me? How can you have traditional relationships with futuristic technology? How is everything modern, but when it comes to relationships, it becomes traditional, right? So if you're traditional in your relationship, wouldn't you also be tradition in your economics because it was the economic situation prior that made those relationships traditional? It was the technology of the times that made those relationships traditional. For your relationship to be this ideal that you have of the past, the environment will also have to be conducive to make that relationship look like that picture in your mind. When I look at the etymology of the word tradition, it's something that is handed from generation to generation. It means also to deliver up, to surrender, instruction. Basically, tradition is a presentation it's a transmission, something that is moved from one group of people to another group of people. Tradition is something that is given, something that is pushed. So this group of people passes it to the next group, okay? So tradition is going to look different based on culture. It's going to look different based on region, based on religion, right? And it's going to look different based on who is transmitting it. And here is the conflict. I'm 40 and I'm of a particular background. And people in my demographic are stealing other people's traditions. People in my age group have amnesia. Do you know why? Remember, tradition is something that is passed from one group of people to another, right? So we have amnesia and we don't understand what back in the day is. So for me, back in the day is not 1700 or 1800. Back in the day is 1990. That's back in the day. So tradition for me would be rap, breakdancing, feminism, pimping, hoeing, Black Panthers, birth control, Obama, Facebook, MySpace, Black Planet, Twitter, TikTok, Source Magazine, Double XL Magazine, heroin, coke, right? Real World, Beavis and Butthead. That would be tradition. That's what I grew up looking at. So that's what I would pass on to young people now, because that's all I know, right? All I know is women working. That's all I know. I don't know any women that stayed at home when I was growing up. Everybody worked, right? Because unless you was touching big dope, most men that I grew up around didn't have no bread like that. Not like that, right? Unless you was a hustler, unless you was a street dude, right? So COINTELPRO was the tradition that I knew. And MTV was the tradition that I knew. And then as we moved along, Nintendo, Sega, Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, right? But it seems, though, that people in my age demographic have amnesia. We remove the 90s and we remove the 80s, and we say back in the day is the 50s and the 60s, but it is not, because 50 years ago was 1973. Our tradition is hip hop culture, graffiti, breakdancing, MCing, DJing. That is our tradition. So if you are 45 years old and younger, your traditional relationship is going to be a hip hop relationship, because back in the day was 1973. 50 years. That's back in the day. But if you want to extend that, what time period are you talking about? 1740, 1850, right? What do you consider back in the day? And here is the problem. Because we're going to have to come to grips with our tradition is sexual culture. As much as you hate it, as much as you're ashamed of it, your ass is a freak. That's our tradition. Trying shit, right? Our tradition is 3 cuts in our eyebrows, trying to wild out. Our tradition is the ice cream truck. I know this makes you feel uncomfortable because you would like your tradition to be what you seen in the civil rights era, but that's not your history, though. It's a grave mistake to try to steal other people's traditions. That's not your tradition. Your tradition is free lunch program. Your tradition is children that are unsupervised, and you come home and your mama and daddy not there and you got to make a cup of noodles. That's your tradition, right? So this ideal and this storyline of this man goes out and makes this money and he comes back and it's this woman wearing lipstick and she's just baking pies. Whose story is that? Because I grew up in the ghettos of America and I never seen that. That was on Leave It to Beaver. That's not my tradition. My tradition is crack cocaine. It is what it is. My tradition is Bloods, Crips, Vice Lords, Latin Kings, street shit, Don Diva magazine, Feds magazine. My tradition is Rich Porter. My tradition is Jordans, Allen Iverson. That's my tradition. And I'm 40. So if you're anywhere in my age bracket, whose story are you stealing? Why is that important? Because if you have women talking to men and men talking to women, and both of them have amnesia and they're out of touch, then they're two ships passing in the night. and their mating strategies is off. For a man to want this woman to stay at home, right? Do you know how much money that you have to make to fund another adult, right? And for the woman to want to be funded by another adult, ha, all that is based on economics. But my question is, what period of tradition are people asking for? What model are you basing this off? Who did you see? Who is the progenitor of this traditional relationship that you are arguing about? What, was it your mother? Was it your father? What time period were you doing? Are you speaking about? But most importantly, why do you want this? What is it going to do for you? And does the traditional relationship model that you are going like this with each other going like this against each other, does it match the current times? I want to talk to you about some romance hacks that match the current times. If you're in a relationship or you're looking for a relationship, I believe that I developed some hacks that you can use to improve your relationship. Hack number 1: never put sexual attraction first. This really applies to the men because we say that we're visual. But the thing about being visual is a magician needs you to pay attention in order for the magic trick to work. If you're not paying attention, then the magic doesn't work. Okay. When a man is looking at a woman and he's basing her value on her image, he's missing something because that's not who she is. Who she is on the inside of her. Her image is a representative. And then you add glamour to that, you don't know what you're looking at. So to say that a woman is wifey material because how she looks, that means as a man, you are sitting at the kindergarten table, bro. Because that's not who she is. Who she is her experiences. Who she is what's going on in her body, right? But you can't see that. The only thing you see is her face. And you will make a very flawed judgment about her value, right? People call it sexual market value. Sexual market value. But the value is not in sex. The value is in the mind. It should be mental market value, not sexual market value, because we live in a mental world. We live in a mental universe. So to pick a woman based on sexual attraction and put children in her, and when the relationship doesn't work, you blame her. You don't pick a woman with your eyes. Because that's not who he is. Right? It might be sexy for women to see a man and he is you like his job. And based on his job, you make a critical error and think that would make him a good father, right? Him having a good job does not mean he's a good partner. But there's something sexy about a man that's going to work hard and move those resources to you. And you like that. You, just like the man, are judging with your eyes. A good-looking woman does not mean good partner. A man with a good job does not mean good partner, right? You cannot base mating on your eyes. It's not sexual market value. It's mental market value. Your mating strategy has to be from here. The same thing that the man is using to mate with a woman, the woman is doing the same thing, but the man is judging her body. The woman is judging the man's things. And then, when now you're fully invested in the man, you realize he's abusive, or you realize he's not a good father, right? You realize that he's not emotionally available, right? But that's not what you were looking at when you came in. What you seen is a car, right? What you seen is a job. What you seen is an opportunity for you to use him. Just like the man seen the opportunity to use your body. Both people come into the situation trying to use, right? Not trying to create. Because we're taught about sexual market value, but there's no value in sex. It's mental market value, right? What is your mind like? Not your sex, right? So as you develop in your personal development journey, those are the areas where you have to mature. We all have to mature. I see a woman and my body responds, oh, wow, she's attractive, but it means nothing, right? I cannot make a futuristic prediction that this person is going to be a good mother just because she's attractive, right? I can't even say that this is going to be a good chick to me just because she's attractive. I see something, I get an erection, I'm attracted to her, cool. That's all it is. It's a biological response. However, it means absolutely nothing beyond that, right? So the first relationship hack that I believe men and women can use in order to scale this world is never put sexual attraction first. On the list of things to consider if someone is a good partner, sexual attraction in this new world is damn near last. Especially if you want to go the distance with somebody. Last, not first, right? And for the people that say, men, they don't really care about how a woman looks. What men are you talking about? Right? There's types of men, right? When you study power, right? And you study political power, and you study government and financial power, and you look at the history of these men and their family, they definitely care about a woman's pedigree, where she comes from, where she goes to school, right? The poor mate from the neck down and new money, like entertainers, shit like that. But these people are not going to be generationally powerful. They're going to eventually hit a cliff because mating is a science. You don't mate from the neck down, especially when you're dealing with power. A powerful man just can't let any woman into his family. If he goes rogue, maybe, right? You can't. That's why they have incestuous relationships, because they want to keep power contained. A man is not going to extend power just because a woman is nice looking. That is not how this shit works. But it works when you're looking at rappers. Now, where's the rapper from? The projects, right? Where's the rapper from? The ghetto. Where's the NBA player from? The hood. They never had access to those kind of women. So soon as he gets access to those kind of women, he loses his mind. But don't forget, an NBA player and a rapper, these are employees. They're high paying jobs, but they are jobs. Don't judge what they do. You judge on real political power. How do they mate? The powerful families in the world, how do they mate? Don't judge people down here. Judge people up there. How do they mate? And it's from the neck up. Right? Don't expect much from your children when you made it with a woman just because she was nice looking. You don't even know if she can read. You don't even know if she can spell. You don't even know if she has emotional intelligence. What you do know is she has a good shape. It's important for you to calm that shit, or you're going to catch an L. Right? So the way the shade room is set up, the shade room is set up for women to create anxiety in women. Because what it'll show is a dude being a trick. And then what a woman will say is, oh, I want men that do that. That's fine. Don't have no babies with them, though. Right? Don't have a baby with a trick. Right? Because what do you think is going to occur when you're pregnant? You're going to expect something based off his manhood, but you fell in love with the tricking. A trick has one purpose, right? To John. That's his drug, to John. And if you get pregnant by a trick, while you're pregnant, he's just going to trick with another chick. That's what a trick does, right? But the shade room sets it up for women to be jealous of each other. Valentine's Day, you see Moneybag Yo buy a chick, his girl a car, and you're like, oh my God, where the real niggas at? He bought a car, right? And you notice what's ill about a car and stunting? For it to really pop, somebody has to see you, right? This is all about being seen, right? You need to post it so people could be like, oh, yo, you that dude or you that chick. What happens if you're leveling up but nobody can see it? Does it mean the same thing? What happens if nobody can see your car? What happens if you get your body done but nobody looks at you? What happens after you're making your moves and you're doing your thing in life but nobody sees it? That's why personal development, in my opinion, should be the priority, because can't nobody take it from you. A car can get repoed. A house can get foreclosed on. They can freeze your account. But with personal development, you can get all that again. When it comes to personal development, it's not about validation. It's work that you do on yourself in the specific areas that are important to you. It doesn't show up on IG. You can't TikTok your way through it, right? It's not going to get the most likes on the shade room, because we're talking about mental development, financial development, right? Development in your health, development in your communication, development in your shadow work, right? Conquering things that scare you, overcoming things that generationally they said you would never overcome because of your background. That's personal development, right? So, hack 1, never put sexual attraction first. Hack 2, mate based on the future, not the past. One of the flaws in Black America is a romantic view of the past. He either wants somebody like grandmama or she wants somebody like granddad, right? But what does that have to do with high-speed internet, right? What does that have to do with an ever-changing world? I'm in Arizona where there's Waymo. And when I'm at the light, there's a self-driving rideshare car that pulls up next to me. People ride in this rideshare car like it's an Uber and it's a Lyft. This car obeys traffic laws, okay? This car is on the highway driving by itself. There's nobody in the car. And people are riding in this car like it's an Uber and like it's a Lyft. When you go down here to the college, there's a robot. It looks like a small tank. And this is like the DoorDash, okay? So companies, Jersey Mike's, companies around, food companies around the campus put the food in the little tank and it's self-automated, right? It brings you your food, okay? Why would you want a woman like grandmama? What does that have to do with technology, right? Why would you want a man like grandpa? What does that have to do with the way the world is going? You have to pick somebody on the way the world is going to be. Because I know we talk a lot about getting out of survival mode. That sounds nice, but it's very much survival mode. Sounds good. That's a way of us trying to love and light our way and Abraham Hicks our way through this shit. But at the end of the day, this is about survival, okay? And you're going to have to be able to move and operate in the way the world is now, not then. But we look at a lot of pictures and we talk about Black love and what happened to it. First of all, it never existed. Love is just love. There ain't no Black love. There ain't no white love. This is a way for people to feel exclusive and feel special about shit. It's just love. That's it. Ain't no Black love. Ain't no old school love. It's just love. Get over it. Right? You're going to have to be with people that adapt to the way that the world is moving. Right? So you pick somebody not based on the past, based on the future. If you're alive 2050, what do you look like in a relationship? I'm 40, 20 years from now, which is a real possible reality. What do I look like? Am I going to be a 60-year-old that doesn't know how to do anything with technology? Right? Am I going to be a 60-year-old that, is not knowing how to move with the supplements of the time? Right? Am I going to be outdated or am I going to be moving and shaking with young people? You have to think about that. It's bigger than finding somebody to grow old with. No, you're going to have to find somebody that you can run with. It ain't about growing old with somebody. It's about movement with somebody, adapting and adjusting with somebody, right? Expanding with somebody. The world is not the world of the future is not going to be waiting around for old people. So the what you have in your head is, oh, I'm gonna get me a man and I'm gonna get me a woman, and we just gonna be on the sidewalk, just with your walker and shit. 20 years from now, right? The way modern science is, that 60-year-old is, if you do it right, you're gonna move like a 40-year-old. You know what I'm saying? So I want to be around women that are moving, right? Why would I need a traditional woman in a futuristic world? How the hell would that benefit me? Right? I like to be outside the home. I like to eat outside. I don't like to be in the house. So why would that benefit me? And then when I come in, my life doesn't stop. I'm still doing shit. Right? I'm not just coming in, oh man, I just want to watch the game. That's Al Bundy. Right? A lot of guys get home and you want to turn your brain off. No, sir. Right? There's still things to do. Granted, of course, you at the crib, sometimes out the year, you just chilling out the crib. I'm talking about, for the most part, this ideal of family and how the world looks. Yo, you're out of alignment. That is fantasy. And you're going to put yourself in a bad spot trying to create what already happened already. It's done. It's over with, right? So hack 1, never put sexual attraction first. Hack 2, mate based on the future. Hack 3, probably the most important one. You should be in a relationship with the person that gives you the best opportunity to be the best version of yourself. So, if you're a woman, why do you want a rich dude? Or why do you want a guy that makes a lot of money? He's a provider. Cool. For what though? What are you going to do? What do you do with what he provides? And how and will that enable you to be the best woman you can be? So a man is a grinder, corporate dude, athlete, entertainer. He makes bread, right? So he removes you from the market to where now you don't have to go bust your ass and have a job. Cool. You have this economically sound man, sis. Now what? What do you do now? Right? Do you turn your brain off? Right? Or do you use his income to be a better woman, furthering your education, furthering a specific skill set, right? Using the money to add more revenue. A lot of women just think they're goddamn presents and yeah, I'm just the table. No, you not. No, you not, fam. No, you're not. To a trick. To a trick. And that's what we live in, a world of tricks. I'm sorry. So you got a lot of women really feeling themselves because thirsty niggas and tricks. But in the real world, what do? You have to do something, right? Okay. You get a dude and he got the bread. Great. What do you do to become a better you? Do you learn another language? Right? Because if you make the mistake of letting a dude with money sit you down, you're going to look up and years going to go by, right? And I'm going to tell you the game that guys play. Because of your beauty, a dude is going to sit you down. Don't do nothing. Just be here when I come back, right? Just be wearing sexy shit, right? Be here when I come back, right? Eventually, a guy gets tired of that shit. And you'll look up and you'll notice that he's spending less and less time with you, right? And he's with somebody else. Okay. But that time that you had access to a dude that's making bread, you did nothing. And now you're 30 now. Now you're 35 now. Now you 40 now. And you don't have nothing to show but material shit from a dude with money. And guess what? You end up selling the purses. You end up pawning your shit, right? Because you got to start your new life. You know what I'm saying? And the trick is always going to go younger. So, how does a man's money make you better? You got to think about that. Cool. If you don't want to work and you want a guy to take care of you, you need to look at it differently, though. You need somebody's money to fund your other shit. Stay in business mode. Stay grinding. So if you're a stay-at-home chick, have an office in the crib where you're doing some kind of e-commerce. Have an office in the crib where you're using his money to buy inventory. Stay in grind mode. So when the man pivots off your ass, and he will, right? You used his capital to start other businesses. Yo, I'm going to tell you right now, the price of pussy is low. It ain't as valuable as you think. They're in the podcast world, they'll tell you that a girl is born with her value. That's not to a gay man. Only a person that wants sex would think like that. Right? And I don't understand when y'all talking to y'all children. What do you say to your son? Do you say your sister's born with value, but you're not? Who said that? Who comes up with this shit? A man controls access to marriage, women control access to sex. That's not true, because I done turn women down. The sex don't happen unless I want to too. And if men control access to marriage, then how the hell do women divorce men? These talking points are weird, right? So when you're not born with value, because pussy has no value. If that was the case, then the poorest women in the world would be able to scale up out of that. They don't. That shit only got value to people that are tricking. But if you ain't tricking, that shit ain't got no value. And pussy don't got value to a gay man. So that's crazy, right? But on the flip, if a woman is feminine, fit, and friendly, how does that benefit you as a man? Like, what do you do with that? So she's beautiful. Okay. After you're done sleeping with her, now what? So you're telling me that if a beautiful woman makes you work harder, you ain't a real grinder. If the thought of sleeping with a chick makes you grind harder, you're not a real grinder. If the fear of another man having her fuels you working harder, then you're not a real grinder, because you should be that guy whether she's around or not. So, how does a woman's beauty, her femininity, and all that, how does that make you a better dude? Where's the personal development of that? Right? Where's the personal development? Because guess what? It's not her body or her beauty that makes you better. You know what would make you better is whatever comes out of her mind. Whatever makes you better from that woman is nothing below the waist. Right? And men are in a psychosis with that shit. Like, her beauty, here's where I'm different than a lot of guys. Anytime a woman fucked me, she wasn't doing me a favor. A woman was never and will never be a reward to me. That's not a reward. Some say the Bible say he that find a wife find a good thing. Yeah, because they needed to use women. They needed women to pick up after them. They needed a woman cook for them. They needed a woman to do shit for them. So that's why it's a good thing at that specific time. But to me, a woman is not a reward. A woman having sex with me is not a reward, right? What is a reward is a woman of knowledge. That's a reward. A woman of wisdom. That's a reward. A someone that is very, very in touch with the supernatural world. That's a reward. Someone that could look at me and say, "You're sick." I can look in your eyes. I can look at your skin. You're sick. Something's wrong with you. That is a reward. That information inside of her, that's the reward. But just having a woman is not a reward, right? That's that's where I differ than with other guys, because other dudes get sex and they look at it like woman is doing them a favor, like they did something good. But I know whores. Women want to have sex too, so it's same, right? But a woman's beauty for me does not make me better. Her bookshelf does. You know what I'm saying? The this will lead me into my next one. Hack 4. Find somebody that you admire. Now I know that all of this is not real sexy. It's kind of borderline corny, right? But I want to admire somebody that I'm really into. And when I say admire, like, it's dope to find a woman that could do things that I can't do. And most guys, their shit it's childbirth. But childbirth to me doesn't make a woman a woman. Like, you know what I mean? So if she has a specific skill set, if she has a way of looking at the world, if there's an intellect there, like to admire a woman, the ability, skill set, you know what I'm saying? Like not beauty. And I can say that because let's just say, I know my way around the bedroom more than most humans. So I'm off that. You know what I'm saying? It's fun, but I'm off that. I'm talking about some other shit. You know what I mean? Like a woman that is a wizard with finances, a woman that has a, first of all, it's very rare to see a disciplined woman, right? That's why I like athletes. Women that are athletes or play the sport. It's very rare to find a woman that's disciplined, right? And I hear on social media a lot women say, "I know my worth. I know my worth." But then you're like, "What? Like, what do you do?" Like if a woman is disciplined, she's really disciplined. Because most women aren't, unless they've been in the military or been an athlete. So when a woman is disciplined, it's really interesting to see her balance certain things. And I like to learn from that. You know what I'm saying? So finding somebody that like you admire, because as familiarity comes in and you see somebody a lot, you're going to need other things to stay connected to them. And when you can find somebody that's working on something big, like bigger than you can pull from that and you can learn from it, something that pushes them on a day-to-day to do. A woman that's trying to make that's building a company, or she has an invention, or she's working on her body, or she's working on something. See, a lot of dudes don't want to be in a relationship with a woman that has something that is bigger than him. He wants to be the biggest thing in her life, which is a mistake. Why do you want to be the biggest thing in someone's life? One of the curses of human beings is wanting to be special. You want to be special. You want to be like this. You want to have this position in somebody's space to be special. But what will make you special is doing special shit. You just existing, there's nothing special about that. I'm sorry. There's nothing special about me unless I create, unless I unless I create some force or some movement, but just my existence is not special, right? And then to want to come into somebody's life and dominate their space? No. I like people to have something that's bigger than me, right? And that's part of the shadow work too, of, you know, that's part of the shadow work of not being important. You know what I mean? You know, I want to be number one in your life. Why? Why you want to be my number one? That says more about you than it does me. Why do you want to be number one in someone's life? We talk a lot about narcissism, but the way that we are with people is very narcissistic. Like, you get with them and you want to go through their phone. So all privacy is gone, right? You think you have a right to go on their phone. You think you have a right to read their journal and their diary. You think you have a right to their intimate space. Who the fuck are you? Like, what is it about just showing up that's not enough? Why does it got to be the extras? Why do you need to like dominate this individual so badly and have that position in their life where they can't even look outside of you and see outside of you? Their world begins and ends with you. Why do you want that? What do you get? You can be like that to personal development. You can make your book the beginning and the end. You can make your fitness the beginning and the end. Why does it have to be a person? Right? The same way you want to dominate an individual, you can dominate a skill and a craft and a trade. You can dominate your finances. You can dominate real things in life. It doesn't have to be your romantic partner, because you should want somebody to want you, not need you. You want to be needed, right? And that has more to do with you. And that's why admiring somebody is important. Because when you admire, there's some space there. Because look, the closer you are to something, the less you see it, right? So my phone is this close. I can't see none of the messages. But when I back the phone away, right? When I back the phone away, now I begin to see the time. I begin to see the shape of the phone. You're having relationships this close. So you can't see the humanity of the man and you can't see the humanity of the woman because you're too close to it. You have to back away from her. You have to back away from him, even though that's your husband. He's a human first, not your husband first. She is a woman first, not your wife first. Back away from the production so you can see her. You're this close to her. You can't see her. You can't see that she's changing. You can't see that she's a different person after children. You can't see that this is not the woman that you met 5 years ago because you're like this. And you're married to the ideal of marriage. You're not married to her. And you're not in a relationship with him. You're in a relationship with talking points. Well, a man should. Well, a man should. And a man is supposed to do this. And I'm a girl. Jesus Christ, everybody's filled with talking points and productions. Well, a marriage is supposed to be this. And God said, and the church said, hey, you got to back away from the talking point. You got to back away from the religion. You got to back away, y'all, because that's a person first. I dare you to ask your man, is this relationship benefiting him? Like, is he getting everything that he wants? And is it anything that you can do better? Right? I know that's unsexy because you don't want to be a pick-me. Right? And you don't want to be a simp, right, dude? So you're not gonna ask her, yo, I know we're together and everything, but is this what you really want? Because you're not gonna you might not like the answer. Because after all, what woman wouldn't want to be with you, right? And you're the table, sis. What man wouldn't want to be with you? But I bet you won't ask that stuff because you're this close to it, right? How come when a person gets in a relationship with you, their entire life has to change? What the only thing, the reason people are with each other is because they don't want to be alone. That's not a good enough reason to be in a relationship to me. How come a man's life drastically has to change to be with you? How come a woman's life drastically? Why do people have to give up so much to be with your ass? All the things they used to do must stop when they get with you. That's why people are single. People don't make relationships look cool outside of in-house dick and pussy. What's the benefits? Well, because you don't want to be alone 70 years from now. 70 years? Wait a minute. So I'm in a relationship. You're in a relationship because you don't want to be alone. Alone with who, though? You don't want to be alone with yourself. So you need to be in a relationship, or you want to. Because it's not that you don't want to be alone. You don't want to be alone with yourself. Because when no one is around, them voices start talking to you. You start hearing the conversations about your imperfection, right? Little shit from childhood starts coming up and bothering you. So, man, let me invite my sneaky link over so I don't have to have this conversation with myself again. Because when the man, he comes in, he ain't going to ask me about my vision board. He ain't going to ask me if I'm saving. He ain't going to ask me if I'm dieting because I'm going to bounce this big ass on him. He ain't going to ask me none of that. Right? And as long as a man is providing you shit, you're not going to ask him, is him giving you money throwing his plans off? Because that don't matter. Because he's a man and you're the table, and that's what he's supposed to do. Right? Right? You're the table. He's the man. He's supposed to do that anyway, even at his detriment. Even though that's financially irresponsible. Women like financially responsible men until it comes to tricking. Now she would like all that discipline to go out the window for her, right? Get the purses, pay for the vacations. What, yo? Social media shit. Real entrepreneurs is not on vacation like that. You know why? Because it's hard to build a business. But leave it up to social media. You're supposed to take a vacation every month. Be financially irresponsible. As long as we can post the pictures, how they do it? Yes. Period. Where the real niggas at? AKA, where the irresponsible men at? Or let me see. Do I got it right? Or is it this hand? Or is it hack 5? Find somebody that makes you laugh. If you can't just straight up sit on a park bench with somebody and y'all just be roasting people that walk by, if you can't just sit with, if you in a relationship with somebody and y'all can't just people watch and y'all just look at the shoes, look at the shoes, look at the shoes, look at the shoes. Oh, I know she ain't come out the house with that wig on. You know how it was when you know how it was when you was supposed to be going to bed because y'all might got church in the morning or something, and you in there with your cousins in there, and your mom, I told y'all to go to sleep. Y'all in there laughing, just laughing. That's how it's supposed to be with the person you with. You're supposed to genuinely, especially in a crazy world, don't forget to have a good time with somebody. What you hear about people's dates, it is not about having a good time because it's not about the person. It's not about the person. When these dudes go out the country for these chicks, that's not actually a good time, right? The dudes are so undersexed that they can't really, their mind begins and ends with sex, but that's not necessarily a good time. A good time starts from the time that we meet until the time that we're not together anymore. It's not just that one thing. You know what I mean? It started when we hopped in the Uber or we took the taxi or we ride. Like I like to go to the city and when people be riding the bike and they be driving you around, I'm trying to people watch. I'm passing you the vape or passing you the drink. Like y'all too bougie for me. Cause depending on what city I'm in, man, where the nigga shit? Where the wings and the fish and the maple and ash and all that? That ain't a good time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we can hit those spots. Man, that shit be stiff. Like what? I grew up hip hop. I'm trying to kick it. You feel me? And people are so ashamed that they come from being poor and poverty that your ass will, your date gotta be stiff. And man, I'm not on none of that. Man, I'm trying to kick it. Who got the best drinks? See, and I got money. So we're going to kick it. I'm not trying to go. And if I'm trying to eat too, I'm not trying to go to some stuffy ass restaurant with the portion is small. Man, you better eat in front of me. Trying to be little portions and all this femininity advice and girl, nope, make sure you order this demure plate. Man, if you don't eat, yo. Like what? You you wanna You want to get a provider man so bad that you won't be yourself. So you ordering food and shit that you don't even like because you don't want him to be judging you. Because yeah, these kind of men, they don't like women that use that kind of fork, sis. You got, yeah, y'all can have that. And I've been in that world, and it's very stiff, and it's y'all can have that though. Y'all can. I'm trying to kick it. I'm trying to laugh. Like life is fucking hilarious. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to have fun. I'm trying to laugh. Man, I'm trying to joke. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to roast. You know what I'm saying? Where the spots at? Like all this conversations about first dates, and I'm like, if y'all don't get y'all square ass on, this is the conversations of people that grew up poor. And you're so ashamed that you grew up poor. So your counter is, no, I already know you poor. You grew up poor. Because you're emphasizing first dates. Meanwhile, why when I go to the coffee spot to use my laptop, it's shit cracking. Yeah, you can't take me to no coffee house, but it's cracking when I go and there's people meeting there. I'm like, oh yeah, that's just black niggas. That's black shit. Everybody else meeting. You know what I'm saying? Kicking it. But when you black, you need these little touch points to make you feel like you're not poor no more. So my first date gotta be $400. Y'all can have that. And this is from somebody that dropped $400, $500, $600 on dates. And I walked away looking and feeling dumb. It ain't what I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? So, and I didn't have a good time. And we didn't tell no jokes. And I don't like this music that's going down. My portions is hella small. You know what I'm saying? I'm ordering cocktails and they giving me this little glass. Fill that shit up. Period. But find somebody that makes you laugh. Like, I met a lot of women that did not have a sense of humor. I met a lot of women very, very sensitive. I'm not kicking it with no chick I can't roast on. I'm telling you right there. I give backhanded compliments. Mm-hmm. I see you don't know how to walk in them heels though, but I ain't gonna say nothing. Oh yeah, that's me. Like, if I like you, I don't just come out and be like, I don't just come out and say you cute. Fuck no. Right? I'm like a little kid. Like the yank, you know what I'm saying? The little be nudging you and shit in kindergarten. I don't just come out and be like, damn, you'll be looking fly as hell. And I'm gonna tell you straight up, don't nobody else want you but me. So that's me saying you look good. Yeah, I'm gonna roast you. And I can take it too. You know what I mean? That's my humor. Like my my compliments sound like straight up hate. Here you go. You don't know nothing about that. Right? I'm not just gonna come out and give you propers, but I am giving you propers. Oh, that's how I play though, right? I'm not being with somebody that I can't roast. We gonna be jonesing all day. That's I still carry around a youthful thing. You know what I mean? Like life is already what it is. It's gonna be a great time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be with nobody that don't be like, yeah, I see your barber is not hitting your corners right. Yeah, let me line you up. Like, Guys and girls don't play like that with each other. Because remember, my tradition is hip hop, right? So my tradition is girls were tomboys and we all kicked it with each other. I don't really remember a time where girls was over here and guys was over here. This new era of talking and separating men and women are different. I didn't know that. We all kicked it with each other. Hip hop was about us being together. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop was about us mobbing and being together. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm used to. I'm not used to girls over there, guys over here. You know what I mean? So, but hack five, get with somebody that makes you laugh. Because in a chaotic world, you gotta be with somebody that you enjoy. Like it's a great time. And the ill thing is that guys and girls have reduced each other to, for a guy, Um, a great time is sex, and for a girl, the only great time with him is the date, right? And I'm like, nah, you know what I mean? This stuff comes full circle. To me, the great time starts while we was on the phone. You know what I'm saying? The great time starts while we texting. That's the great time. The great time is just not at the end of the night. You know what I mean? Because I don't believe in sexual market value. I believe in mental market value, right? Mental market value. To me, there's no value in sex because I'm oversexed. Right? So to a young boy, he might find value in laying with a lot of women. I did that and I have nothing to show for it. So there's a woman has no sexual market value to me. I don't care what she looks like. That's not valuable to me. Right? That's she cute. I see her, nice body, whatever. What that mean? I ain't giving you shit. What that mean? Right? What that mean? I'll go and spend my money on the person that they say is a five because she just got a business cracking and she's a vendor. I'm gonna go buy her book. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go support her table because it's hard to be a vendor, and I know the grind and I know the struggle. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go support that. I'd rather invest in that than just to give a chick money because she look good. Like I mean, I tried tricking one time. We was we was leaving the oh, if I get into my stories, we was leaving the strip club. Boom. I don't know how I even got back to the room with these two chicks. There's two chicks, one laying on the bed, one laying on the bed. I'm talking to the other one, and I'm I'm on a pill, so I'm feeling it, and so we shooting the shit, and one of them was like, "Are you gonna take it, or you gonna make me take it?" She like, "Girl, go ahead." Right? I remember I paid her 400. I was getting money. I paid her 400, and just after the club type shit. And this is totally against my thing, right? I paid her, we paid 400, right? So we went in the bathroom, got it in while our partner was there. See, and this is what I'm saying, that my view on women is a little different because we done had women lined up in the bed, just knock them down. So like my view on women is a little different. Like I seen the shadow side of women. So when women talk, I'll be like, yeah, you know what I mean? I've been in the street. You know what I mean? So I seen the other side of women. I've seen women say no, and then you put some money on the table and they say yes. I seen women be like, girl, you need to get on him too, right? You knock him down. You know what I'm saying? I've been with the girl and her sister, one in the room and one in the other room. You know what I'm saying? So I don't I don't suggest people go down that path because you're gonna know more about the opposite sex than you should. You know what I mean? But anyway, when I walked away from the situation, I felt like a straight sucker. First of all, because I didn't have to do that, because it was other chicks hitting my line that just wanted me to show up for me. But I put myself in a trick's position to see how it felt. And I'm like, oh no, hell no. This what it felt like? To just niggas be out here just buying to pay a woman? Never, right? I put myself in that situation so I can feel it. And so I can, right? And it's a real feeling. And there's some people that get off on that. And that's when I was knowing I need more from a woman. This part right here, that's it. I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? I need more. I need convo. We got to kick it. Because this right here is nothing. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean about like admire somebody. I didn't admire this chick. You know what I mean? It was just that. And boom, she went her way and I went mine. No, I seen her at the mall one day. It's like, oh, what's up with you? Yeah, what's up? Like, what do you say to somebody after this? You know what I'm saying? Y'all done had a transaction like that, and then you see them outside of that space in the daytime. Awkward. Like, what do you say? Because you're not going to be able to change that dynamic of the relationship. So what do you say? You know what I mean? So I don't think no dude should go down that path, but maybe you have to for your own consciousness. So that's why I say me personally, I need to admire somebody. I want to laugh and kick it. I want to be in a position where I can help somebody be the best version of themselves, and I want to be my best version. I want somebody that can look into the future and see more. You know what I mean? And it has to be beyond sexual attraction for me. And the most important thing though of this combo is the prize talk. If women are the prize, how come they're not the prize with each other? So in a lesbian relationship, if a woman's the prize, which one of them is the prize? Are they both the prize? How does it work? Or is the woman only the prize when a man comes around? Because it's very interesting that a woman won't go 50-50 with a man, but she'll go 50-50 with other women. Like, a man has to pay for the date, but if she goes out with another woman, she's going to pay. She's going to pay her part. How come it's not the same, right? If the man is the prize, then why do men kill men? If the man is the prize, why do men hate on other men? If y'all are all the prize, then how come when the opposite gender is around, how come y'all don't treat each other like that? Why do women hate on women if women are the prize? So women are only the prize if a man is there, because women damn sure don't think each other is the prize. And men damn sure don't think each other is the prize unless the man is trying to convince women that men built the world. Talking points. Talking points. A woman is born with her value, yeah, until she gets around other women. And then it's bitch up, please. Why? Because women know women. So all that value only exists when the man comes, right? And men make life harder for other men. Men create jails for men. Men go to war for men, with men. So how are men the prize? Because you don't hurt a prize. You don't destroy a prize. You don't create laws that hinder a prize. Men don't treat each other like a prize, but they would like women to look at men with respect. But men disrespect men, and women disrespect women. So how are women the prize, right? A woman ain't going 50-50 with no man, right? Because she knows her worth. But when she goes on her girls' trips and they all eat, they all chip in on the bill. It's because a woman is not going to treat another woman like a prize. Only a man will do that. Talking points. Neither is the prize. The prize, there is a prize, and it's personal development. Because personal development can change a woman's reality. Personal development can take a woman out of poverty. Personal development can take a woman around the world. Personal development can turn a woman that is sick into a healthy woman. Personal development can turn a woman's bank account from 0 to 100,000. Personal development can give a woman something that a man can never give her, right? Real work. It can't be taken from her. It can't be divorced. It doesn't walk away. It doesn't switch up on her. Personal development is the prize. Personal development is the prize for a man, not a woman. It's not he who finds a wife finds a good thing. No, 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 no. He who finds confidence finds a good thing. He who finds perseverance finds a good thing. He who finds discipline finds a good thing. He who finds inner peace finds a good thing, not a woman, right? Your good thing is internal, right? So neither are the prize. Personal development is a prize. And by proxy, you attract things because of personal development, right? So when men and women come together in the spirit of personal development, then they both become a prize. Not because of their gender, because of the energy that's coming off of them from doing the work, from thinking different, from talking different, from sharing, from being valuable, but it comes from the work first. So hack 1, never put sexual attraction first. Hack 2, mate based on the future. Mate based on what a person will be. Hack 3, can you become the best you with this individual? Hack 4, find somebody you admire. Hack 5, be with somebody that makes you laugh. Okay? I seen something. Thank you. I appreciate this. You know, your continued support. You know what I'm saying? We don't get the most views, right? But what we do get is the people that show up are super valuable. And that's what matters, right? The people that do show up are like super valued and valuable, and you're showing up for something that this my channel is very nichey. You know what I'm saying? It's a specific thing that we do, and to show up, whether small numbers, that's love, and to put it on the wood, I definitely appreciate that, because it actually goes to something. So I'm working on the 10 Laws of Accountability book as we speak. I have a tentative date for the release. I'll share that later as I get more into the book, but it's great. So I take these things, you know what I'm saying, even if it's a $10, and I put it back into personal development. I put it back into books. I got books all over the crib. You know what I'm saying? I put it back in, being outside in nature, you know what I mean? Learning shit, doing things. So when I do show up, I got value, you know what I mean? And when I don't have nothing to say, then I'm not live, you know what I mean? but I appreciate this because you didn't have to do that. You know what I mean? So thank you for believing in the personal development. And if I can assist anybody in helping you find your person, you know what I'm saying? Whatever that looks like to you, if I can be of service and be an accountability partner, because 9 times out of 10, um, how you look at men is like this, it's too close. And how a man looks at women is too close. And let me help you pull the veil back, so you can see the full picture, because your person might be right there, might be right in front of you. And they might be your right now person. They might not be a forever person. That's okay, right? Your your person might get you ready for the next 5 years, 10 years, and then after that, you go be with somebody else. It works like that, right? It ain't life. You never know what life got for you, right? You never know. You know what I'm saying? And it's okay because we're all just passing through. You know what I mean? So go ahead and scan this, put yourself on my calendar, and then we'll be accountable. I'll be your accountability partner. Much respect to you, even if you wish me the opposite. Sooner or later, we'll